Hello everyone, greetings from beautiful Kauai. We're coming into our winter season here, and that means days and days of rain and rain and rain. But the wonderful thing is when the rain stops, the sun comes out and it's still 80 degrees even as we reach November. So today I'd like to talk to you about something that's near and dear to my heart, a part of living in God's grace that really was taught to me very early in my journey, and I consider it one of the greatest treasures in my treasure chest of wisdom, life experience. This was passed down to me through a lineage of extraordinary teachers and mentors, and today I just want to share a little bit of it with you. What I call this is being the master of your own consciousness, and it's really a practice that I have named state shifting. I certainly didn't create it. I'm just the next in line to pass it on to you. So I hope this is meaningful to you. What I've been aware of, as all of us have, is just how much excitement and talk there is about the evolutionary shift that we're all making together, not only us as human beings, but our entire beautiful planet and even the whole cosmos. That there's an actual evolutionary journey that we're all on that is bringing us more and more and more into unity consciousness. We call this the ascension. There's a lot of talk about dates. The most popular one is December 22nd, 2012, which the Mayans say is the portal through which this shift, this lifting from old world to new world will occur. There's going to be a huge lineup of planets at that moment that create like an energetic portal. And a portal is simply an opening in the time-space continuum where everything is available to us. All of that frequency, that vibration of home, of unity, it's open there and we can access it. So these portals, these time moments are very, very important. There's another one that everybody's all excited about coming up in a few days, the 11/11 of 2011. And the 1 is the new beginning. The 11 is the portal of manifestation of the divine into earth. So these are all exciting and meaningful moments on the calendar that indicate markers in the progressive evolution of consciousness. But what I wanted to talk about today is the very wonderful thing, which is that we can shift our consciousness right now, right in this very, very moment. And something that I've been teaching, I think probably since the first day I started teaching, is the truth, the understanding that there's really only two frequencies on the dial of consciousness. There's separation frequency over here, which is based in the vibration of lack and fear and the thought and belief that we're separate. And then on the other side of the dial is the frequency of unity, of wholeness, completeness, what we call our divine home. So everybody wants to know, okay, I don't like this one. I don't love the separation consciousness. How do I get over here to the unity consciousness? So what I've learned to call this practice is simply state shifting. And I'm using the metaphor of a dial right now, but the other image that comes from me is the gear shift on a car. And we all know what those manual gear shifts are like, and often there's 3 or 4 stages that we can be in terms of momentum and driving our car. And for me in consciousness, there's really only 2. There's separation consciousness, and then as we gear down, literally gear down and in, down into the core of our being, there we are, there's our unity consciousness. So that's really up to us. We are the masters of our consciousness. The one thing that our Creator gave us was free will. We get to choose. And right now we live on a 3rd dimensional planet for a little while longer anyway. It's supposed to be turning into a 4th and 5th dimensional planet. I believe that it is. It's going to be easier and easier for us to live in our state of wholeness and unity. But for now, we've got this separation thing. And when we're in that vibration, everything is heavy and feels much more solid, and our lobes of our brain aren't necessarily synchronized. They're in a sense of adjarment, and we can experience something that feels separate. You're over there, I'm over here, you look like you've got the love and the money and the peace and the whatever, and I'm over here in my state of lack and therefore afraid for my survival. So how do I get there? A friend was asking me today, I said, what would you like me to teach about? And she said, well, everybody's worried about money. So could we talk about prosperity? And I said, well, that is one of the big, big, big deals here on earth is can we get enough of those dollars to feel like we're going to survive? But it's really symptomatic of the state of lack, that somehow there's not enough and we're going to end up without what we need. We're going to end up on that street in the proverbial box, and that's just a state of terror to live in all the time. But the real key is the state itself, the actual vibration of fear, separation, lack. And as long as we're there, we can do prayers, we can do intentions, we can do prosperity chants, anything we want. But if it doesn't actually state shift us from that difficult, dense state of separation over into the unity vibration, it doesn't change us. And we attract what we are vibrationally. So if you're still in lack and fear and separation, the money doesn't flow. Neither does the love, neither does the health, all those things. We're like, where are they? How come I can't access those things? So just to take a moment to think about, so how would that be if I could somehow claim my right to be in charge of that gear shifter, that dial? But that's mine. That's my free gift from my source, that I can be in my frequency of separation and I can shift myself over into unity. They both exist in the same moment. That's the miracle of this. We have a progression of consciousness through time, through the eons of time, and we're going through a massive one of those throughout the whole cosmos. And now in the moment, we have the immediate availability to just state shift our frequency of consciousness. So just take a breath for a moment and sit back and see if you can notice the symptoms, your own unique way that you get the signal from inside that there I am. On some level, I'm vibrating with lack, with separation, with fear, not at easiness. And just by acknowledging it and accepting that it's there, it's part of our human condition, you can just be with it at first and breathe with it. And then if you just really relax and set that intention of yours, I choose unity. I choose to relax and slip right through, gear down into my always available unity consciousness. Last time, my first video, I talked about love being always there for us. It's a matter of relaxing and opening and receiving. And in this practice, it's about learning what is your way, what are the tools, what are the practices that help you move from that separation vibration into the unity vibration. And it's literally like taking the gear shift and gearing down. It's not something you can control, it's not something you can make happen, but with the exact right practices, the exact right intention, which more than anything is acceptance and surrender, letting go, you can slip through. You can wait for 11/11/2011, you can wait for December 22nd, 2012, and you can do it right now. Just by surrendering, softening, letting go deep down inside, and just tracking and finding that place of unity within. So that's my offering to you today. It's something that I have been teaching for about 30 years. I actually practice this every single day. If I wake up in the morning and I feel like, there it is, there's that old drone that tells me I've slipped back into separation, and then I use the practices that work for me, and I wait until I have claimed that mastery over my now, my choice. Which consciousness do I feel like being in? And I shift myself over into unity. Then, when I'm there in my home, I am in alignment, I am vibrating with the infinite universe, and everything's available there. All the money, all the health, all the wealth, all the joy, all the peace, it's all there. And I'm a master there, and I have access to everything. So before you say your prayers or your intentions or do whatever system works for you, I invite you to really check in. Have I landed in my home? Have I come home to my unity? And once I'm there, my heart just calls in all that blesses me, all that I deserve as a child of God, and it comes, it attracts itself to the